Hi everyone, Kansi here from atop Serenity Hill, and we are back for our monthly intention card art journal page. So we are in August. Today is actually when this goes live, August 1st. And just to recap that I have been doing an art journal page every month this year for 2024 using this printable, which you can find below. And the great thing about the printable, like I say every month, is you can jump in whenever you find this. It also doesn't even have to be 2024 because obviously it's just labeled with the months, and you could even use them year after year and just kind of add a new word, cover up the word, or add to the words that I have on the printable and make them your own and kind of use them as a yearly ritual for yourself. So I am also using a cardboard journal. You can find the link below on how I made the cardboard journal. A couple links actually, because I have a new one. And then this is, I started this journal with lots of other things and then decided to just use it for this project. And I ended up, one of the things I do is the card gets added to the page, and also I reiterate whatever word is on the card, and I make it part of the design. Okay, so we have magic here, and with this card I ended up ripping the card so you don't see it as strongly as this one. Okay, so then we have April, May, June, and our last one, which was July. Okay, so for this month, we're using the word bounty as our prompt. And, you know, here in the United States, maybe anywhere, maybe where you are, I live in the South, in the United States, in South Carolina, and things are starting to finish out their growing season. I was actually at a local community garden this morning helping pull in tomatoes and okra. You know, that's what's growing. That's what the bounty is that we're growing right now and harvesting. And so, you know, as we think about that with August, what is it that can you harvest? What is it that you've been growing all year that you can kind of reap the rewards for? It doesn't have to be produce. It could be anything. It could be, you know, that you've been working out, or, you know, that you've been journaling, your creative practice. You've been doing a little bit every month, and now you're kind of seeing, you know, a really full journal like I am. Okay. So the bounty of my creative practice is something that you could play with. So I usually tell you, I like to share what it is that I'm going to use as far as supplies. And of course I need some letters. So I have these to add the word bounty, and acrylic stamp pad. This giant, what's the word? It's a circle. It's a circle. Giant circle caught my eye. So I just go with my instinct, and I pulled it out. And then I have these garden stamps that I've been kind of like in love with, and sunflowers are kind of coming to the end here in South Carolina. They're, you know, finishing their growing season for us, so I loved that I had a sunflower. Also the word garden, if I'm using the word bounty, can any of those be added to my page? So I pull them, and then I grabbed some ephemera, collage ephemera. And I tend to work off of the colors and patterns, sometimes the stamps, the arrow. I did not pull out the arrow. It wasn't speaking to me, but I like, you know, if the arrow had been exciting to me, I would have grabbed it. You know, there's the sun. I didn't want to use the sun stencil. Let me just pop this here so you can see what I'm doing. But I loved the fact that we're using Bounty and Gardens, this bee paper, okay, this bee tissue paper. So I pulled that. This went with the colors, this flower. So I went with the garden theme there. And then just some papers. This one felt matchy. That's what I'm looking for. Some purple to pull in the purple. You know, some of this greens, these pinks felt appropriate, so I have that. That's from a advertisement from Starbucks in a magazine. I recently did a stamp carving. This is a fun foam stamp is what I was doing, and this was one of my practice sheets, and it stuck with me, the idea of the sunshine, the rainbow. You know, if I think about my creative practice, I use a bounty of color. I use all the colors. I'm a rainbow person. If when in doubt, use all the colors. So, you know, I have that if I wanted to add that in. Some more collage stuff that speaks to gardening and lushness and greenery, where everything is kind of like at its fullest and where we would harvest it. Also some more pages of stuff that I printed for a journal that I'm working on. So maybe the trees, you know, because we're kind of at the tipping point where they'll start to go the other direction and start to lose their leaves. So they're at their most bountiful. So that was something I pulled out. And then this, by the way, I made this in a video recently, this little ephemera pouch with jelly printing. I'll link for it right here, and it will be below. But there was a lot of gardening image transfers. This is what I made it to have image transfers. So some of these have are also speaking to me as far as, you know, gardening bounty. So I knew they were in here, and so I pulled them out. I also, you know, have collected quite a few recently, and so that could also speak to that, you know. Oh, God, I am just in love with this image. I have to find the perfect place to use it. I don't think it's today. But the purple, I might use the purple, which is fun because of this. This keeps talking to me, this purple. So I'm going to pull that out. So we're going to do what I normally do, which is I'm just going to put some music on. I'm going to play without talking it through. We'll meet back here at the end, and I'll share some thoughts, okay? So I hope you'll play along with me. Just a quick aside, if you are new here and have not subscribed, please do. I would love it. I put out a video every Thursday, and every once in a while a bonus one on a Sunday. So lots to dive into as far as new things, and you can always go back in and check out some of the other videos that I've done on art journaling and lots of fun practices. All right, so let's dive in. Okay, all done. It does seem like I'm in a collage phase. Oops, go down all the way. I always have to check that stuff. Everything I seem to be doing is very collage based recently, and I'm embracing it because it's what I keep getting drawn to, as opposed to just painting or doodling. Is a lot of gluing lots of different papers down, which I'm not fighting. You know, sometimes I'm like, oh, you're collaging again. And then I'm like, but you're collaging again, and I'm totally loving it. So the only thing that had a little bit of challenge was when I stamped the sunflower here. It got a little dark. So I found a piece of paper that I could stamp, punch, which of course got stuck in my punch. But, you know, you just keep moving. And so it feels very bountiful. It's a busy page, but that's okay. It has a lot going on in the background, and I love all the little elements that speak to where I was going with the word bounty, and also pull in all the colors. So when I glued this card down, it blended into the background and it didn't, you know, scream and stand out. You know, this one blended in, even though it was against the lighter background, it spoke to this page. And the same thing, like they just blended in. So I love how it is. I love that the tree is really soft and that the tissue paper allowed the bees to pop but not sit on top. Like if they were sitting on white paper. So all the fact that, you know, even with the stamps, I can see everything through it. It feels I like the transparency of it, is where I'm going with that. So I hope that you will try this. If you enjoyed watching the video, please give it a thumbs up. That's always helpful. Again, subscribe if you're new here, and if you are, welcome. And if you are working on this project with me, I would love to know below in the comments. And don't forget to grab the printable so that you can work with your own deck through this, you know, if you can start in August and then just work through until August next year and start again. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and thank you so much. We'll see you in another video. Thanks, friends.